that. All right, the time is counting, which means we are on. Welcome to another episode, everybody. My name is Gerard. This is my brother, Alex. And with our missing friend, JR, we are the creators and your hosts of this week's episode of the GAJ Podcast.
You gotta turn down that music, dude. I can barely hear you.
I'm going for it.
We might need to take two on that.
Might need to do it again.
I think it's fine.
Yeah, no.
I think our listener will be okay.
We're experimenting, guys, because we're noticing things on the recordings when we play it back. So we're just trying some things, but we are back. Welcome to the show. If you've been with us before, oh, by the way, this is episode 5 of season 2. It's Super Bowl week, and the Super Bowl is literally in a bowl. It's in New Orleans this year. Anyway, it's an exciting time around the Kansas City area, as I'm sure it is in the Philadelphia area, and then, of course, New Orleans, because that is where things are happening. But
what will Jason Kelce be wearing?
Oh, man, I can't wait. I hope he finds a way to, jump through a table or something. But
They got to do a pre-show with him. They got to do a big, highly publicized pre-show with him.
Yeah, that, and then
he better be drunk too.
They can't make him commentate because he's got to be partying his ass off. Like his brother's playing, and his former team is playing against his brother. So it'll be.
Wasn't this the same matchup a couple years ago?
Yeah, that was his last year. His last year as a player.
Is this a repeat? Is this a repeat?
This is a rematch, yeah.
From last year?
No, not for the Eagles.
Who was last year?
It was the Niners.
Oh yeah.
The 49ers.
It's not as cool if it's not Kelce versus Kelce.
No, but I think the interesting thing this week, because even on their podcast they talked about it, it was who's Jason Kelce rooting for? His former team, the Eagles, that he spent his entire career with, or his brother's team, his brother who's still playing for the Kansas City Chiefs.
I know who his wife will be rooting for.
Jason Kelce's?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Kelce doesn't have a wife.
Yeah. Oh, duh. Yeah, that makes duh. Anyway, as mentioned, we miss JR. He's busy drinking out of a Super Bowl. But quick shout out. What's that?
I don't get it.
Yeah, whatever. Quick shout out. I unfortunately missed it because I was out of town, but happy birthday to my good friend Lillian. She, her husband, and Ashley went tubing over the weekend.
She listened to the show?
Looked really cool. Sometimes, I think. She knows about it.
That's a no.
So probably not on a regular basis, but we're working on it. Anyway, if and when she does listen, it is Tuesday, February 4th. So her birthday was a few days ago. Happy belated birthday, Lillian. As I mentioned before, if you've been with us before, thank you for coming back. If you're new, thanks for checking us out. Please consider liking the episode, subscribing, and maybe leaving a wavy emoji comment just so we know you are there. We would appreciate that. And, of course, if you see my lovely fiance, Ashley, make sure you say hi to her as well. Getting into it, because I actually have a few things. We are getting into our first segment called Mom Spaghetti. This is dedicated to the food in our lives, especially if we had any interesting meals or read any interesting articles about food, like last week when we talked about the Chili's or the Skyline Chili and Grater's ice cream collaboration, which, by the way, we do need to get into. And let me bring that up because Uh-oh, did I not save it? I don't think I have it. Anyway, our baby sister found a way to try said Skyline Chili Graters ice cream and said it was delicious.
Dude, it
We
should
were
be in
hoping,
your Google Messages.
yeah. Let me see if I
Yeah.
can find that very quickly. Oh, there it is. All right, let me see if I can share that really quick because that is pretty cool that she got to do that. Let me see here. Let me share a different screen because I had one queued up, but I think this is worth showing. So share that. There it is. There is the single scoop of Skyline Chili Graters ice cream.
That looks like it's at an actual Graders because I've been looking up some reviews and they all have it like it has its own packaging that says Skyline Chili on it, so it's prepackaged stuff.
Yeah.
So I guess
No, this is actually at Graders. There's
okay.
apparently
So
there's a
this
Graders
is fresher than the review I saw where it's all prepackaged.
Oh yeah, no, she
Which I
actually
would
went to
take also.
Graders. I guess there's one north of Chicago.
That's odd. That's odd that they'd have the Skyline flavor at a Graders in Chicago.
I love it. If you're gonna do it everywhere because you are known as part of Cincinnati greatness in Graders ice cream.
I guess there's a
And if
migration
you're
from
gonna,
Ohioans over to Chicago. Once
what's
they
that?
there's a migration for Ohioans over into Chicago once. I guess once they graduate from college and get like bigger jobs and decide
There are a lot of Ohio State grads in the Chicagoland area. I mean, I remember, when I lived in Milwaukee, anytime I'd be down in Chicago wearing an Ohio State shirt, inevitably, almost every single time, at least one or two people would shout out the OH, and I'd, obviously throw back the IO. So yeah, there's a lot of Ohio State fans in Chicago. It's actually kind of cool. But yeah, Christina tried it, said it was good, which makes me even more curious to try it. Moving on from that one, let me bring another window up here. Speaking of mom spaghetti, our mom shared her meal with us again. Bring that up for you. So she actually had leftovers. So, whoa. What's going on? Looks like this was her dinner last night. So Monday night was leftovers from a Sunday lunch she had. I'm guessing, I don't know if that was with friends or with Christina and Paul, but they went to Bonefish Grill restaurant. So she had her leftover Parmesan crusted rainbow trout with artichokes, broccoli, and garlic mashed potatoes. That sounds pretty good to me. And then since she was eating at home, she had an apple with peanut butter for dessert. I actually enjoy apple slices with peanut butter. So that sounds pretty tasty. Do you ever do that? Do you ever eat peanut butter on your apple slices?
I never have apple slices.
Oh, they're so good.
I've had an apple in like 20 years.
Oh, well then, yeah. But anyway, here's the zoom in version of it. Do you eat peanut butter?
Yeah, dude. I always have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Oh yeah, that's right. You do talk about that. I eat a lot of peanut butter. I love peanut butter.
I'm trying to transition over to just getting spoonfuls of peanut butter so I can cut out the carbs and the sugar.
Okay.
And I got in the habit of buying Nutella. So I bought a big jug of Nutella. Actually, it's not Nutella. It's Target brand Nutella, so it's cheaper.
Yeah. It's basically the same thing with a different
label. Way too much, so I was like, okay, I gotta finish this off, and then that's it. So I finished it off, and then this past weekend I bought another jar of it. It's
Um,
really, really fucking good though.
oh, I love Nutella, dude. So check this out. Once upon a time, I used to make. I remember like somebody that mom worked with made like homemade granola, I guess, and mom didn't know what to do with it, so she gave it to me. So I was like, all right, yeah, I'll mess with it. Well, I started making. It was a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but it also had Nutella and then that homemade granola on it. Oh my goodness.
You're going way too far, dude. That's a lot. That's like 90% of the calories you should be consuming.
Oh yeah, this was more than 10 years ago.
And I still haven't burned it off yet.
I'm not, bro, I wasn't eating that to be healthy. But you should try it because it's fucking delicious. I'll say that. It was pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. But now I actually try to weigh out my peanut butter, weigh out the jelly, keto friendly bread. So, but it's good. It's good. Or, eat peanut butter and an apple. But yeah, I've been getting back into the calorie tracking during the week, not so much during the weekends. But anyway, what you got for us as far as Yo Mom's Spaghetti contribution?
I already talked about Nutella.
Oh yeah.
So
do you eat it with the peanut butter, or do you just eat? Were you just eating Nutella?
Some bread.
Okay.
I'm trying not to go too far. Don't go too far because I took a look at the nutritional facts, and it's good that I look at that thing.
Yeah, it's not good for you.
I'm in the habit of eating it every day. I haven't had it today yet, which I probably will. But
it's a lot.
It's up there. I'm kind of trying to work it out so that it replaces my peanut butter and jelly sandwich that I have, once every few days. But I think it's a lot worse. Peanut butter and jelly
I was going to say, I feel like that's actually worse.
It is worse.
Because then it's
sugar-wise, it's a little bit worse. No, you know what? It's a lot worse because I put a lot of it through. I've been able to kind of decrease the amount of jelly I put in my peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. But fucking Nutella is so good. I cover that bread with it.
Do you have a food scale?
No. I eyeball it.
Okay.
I don't weigh my food, even though I should. The only thing I really try to keep track of is how much protein I have, which reminds me, I gotta drink the rest of my protein shake. The good thing is, if I drink my protein shake, which is flavored for the flavor is peanut butter chocolate.
Oh, dude,
that'll kill my craving for Nutella tonight.
Yeah, I actually used to do that. I actually really like it's the Body Fortress, isn't it?
Yeah,
the chocolate peanut butter. Yeah,
I know it's not great protein. I know there's a lot of bad stuff in it, but dude, it's kind of a balance. It's cheap.
Yeah, it's cheap.
It's cheap. It tastes good. It gives me a lot of protein.
And the chocolate peanut butter, pretty tasty, I will say. So, I'm actually using Body Fortress myself. The one I'm using right now at work, I have the chocolate, but I take the isolate protein. So at work, I have the chocolate, and then at home, I have vanilla. And they're good enough. I like the vanilla better, but
I had Filipino food over the weekend. I'm starting to do that like once a week now. I kind of allow myself to eat out once a week.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe sometimes twice, because sometimes during the week I'm so sick of chicken nugget sandwiches or meatball and arugula that I need to get something else. I might get a burrito.
Okay,
but I'm trying to do Filipino food once, like usually on Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
And this time they actually had beef caldereta, and I was like, yes, finally.
Oh,
haven't had it
with the potatoes and kind of a tomato-based sauce.
Beef caldereta and menudo.
Yes,
it was good. I had a picture of it, but it doesn't look cool because it's in these small in these containers. And if you looked at beef caldereta and if you looked at menudo, it looks like it's the same thing because of sauce.
Yeah, it's
pretty
similar. One's
little meat chunks will be bigger.
Yeah, one's spicier than the other one too. Usually,
Yeah, the one I had
no,
wasn't
that
that
might not be.
much.
Oh, okay.
It's supposed to be, but the place I go to is their little, kind of make it for large
Water it down for
consumption.
the yeah.
So
Water it down for the
it's not the
masses.
greatest Filipino food. It's just kind of like, okay, this is what you got. I don't feel like driving, an extra 30 minutes to go get better Filipino food.
Yeah, well, I have to drive that far to get it at all. And the girl that works there, it's her family owns the restaurant, and she actually uses like I haven't gone there in a while, but she got to the point of recognizing me. So like I'd ask her like if her mom was cooking, her mom would make it
Make
true
it for
Filipino style
Filipino.
for me. Yeah,
I'm not
so that
white,
was kind of
in
cool.
case you can't tell.
Well, the the husband's white. He was in he
Not
was in
for
the
him, for me.
he was in the military. Go figure. um, but yeah, I haven't been in a long time. I need to go. I did, however, go camping with a Filipino who brought some food. It was a Filipino food, but we still ate pretty good. He brought al pastor, and we made tacos on the trails, so it was pretty good. And here's a picture. I actually have a better picture. By the way, this Herdes guacamole salsa on a taco is fantastic. I highly recommend it.
Where's that from?
Which one? The
The
salsa?
yeah.
I mean, I've seen it in multiple stores. I love their salsa. I haven't gotten this one myself, but I usually get I think they have like a their normal salsa I just really like. That's usually what I get if I can find it. But man, these tacos are so good. We even heated up put the tortillas in a pan and covered them up so they would kind of get warmed up without getting too crispy. But yeah, so there's pastor meat, there's what am I trying to think of? Creme fraiche, the guacamole salsa. I put a little Cholula, and then there's chopped jalapenos, cilantro, and I forget what this cheese is called, but they were good. I think I had like 6 of them, 6 tacos, and here's a better picture actually. So man, they were good. Period. And then when you're making good food out when you're camping, I don't know, hits just a little bit different and tastes a little bit better. I'm sure that's a psychological thing, but I'm rolling with it. It's pretty good, pretty good. And then on the way home, I was told I needed to stop by Andy's and try it because I'd never tried it. So my buddy Tristan and I,
That looks disgusting on your dirty car.
I know it really does. That was more for the crew. I should have gone straight to this picture, but it still looks disgusting, but pretty good. So Tristan had it's kind of like a blizzard with like big chunks of chocolate chip cookie in it. And then I had this limited time sundae called a cookie Casanova. There was a warm cookie mashed into the bottom with ice cream, nuts, and a cherry, hot fudge, and caramel.
Nuts.
Man, it was pretty good. I am going to go back to Andy's. I'd never been. It's from Springfield, Missouri, which is where we were. So, yeah, we were talking about it around a campfire. So we decided to stop and try it on our way out of the trails. So yeah, it was pretty good. And then Ashley actually made a really nice dinner. These are chunks of strip steak that she marinated and grilled, and then made some kind of healthy rice. I forget what it is, but that was my dinner tonight. So that was my post-workout meal. So I ate pretty well. But yeah, that is what we call mom spaghetti. We are going to move on. Next segment is kind of an ode to a personal project that I'm still working on, really getting off the ground, called Hey Dad, Watch This. And I actually have something to show for it today because, as I mentioned, I went camping this weekend. So this is more the adventure style stuff that I've been wanting to do. And I got quite muddy. If you can look at my wheels, I mean, they are just caked. And if you want to know how they get caked like that, well, typically it's because something like this is going on. This is me stuck in muddy ass clay and having to get pulled out of it. I got stuck. And it was just so slippery. There was just no getting out of it on my own.
I want to see a Cybertruck with that.
Me too. We would leave it.
Not happening because the Cybertruck can't get through that.
I would have got through. I would have just ramped off the back of it.
But yeah, we had get stuck. Yeah, just ramp off of it.
Yep. We actually had to do a sideways pull. So my buddy Tristan's winch is hooked up to my back trailer hitch, and then my winch is hooked up to a tree, and we just had to do a sideways pull because I just was not getting out of that. And yeah, pulled my bumper apart a little bit, and
that's not good.
Got a little bit muddy. So, well, I'm right
off.
Oh, it's still clipped in. I just clipped it back in. But I'm probably going to change that out.
Is someone holding your phone that's recording this?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, because I'm in there driving, so that was me stuck, and then we just kept going. So, I mean, yeah, it was, you'll like this one. Doggy. That's about a 2-foot step up. I had to be pointed up to even get my tire on it, and yeah, we did some fun wheeling in the woods. It was, by the way, in case you're wondering, these are all legal forest roads. So we're not trailblazing. We're not breaking any laws. These are actually legal trails to drive motor vehicles on. Theoretically, if you want to take your Honda Civic out there, you are allowed to. Wouldn't suggest it. Out. Because if you need a tow out, that's the kind of service that costs probably a couple $1,000, because that's not easy to get somebody out of. So yeah, that is my Hey Dad, Watch This contribution of the week. Did you do anything cool in the last week? Did you do make any waves, PRs in the gym or anything like that?
No, I really don't record how much I'm doing.
I mean, you don't have to record it.
Just I grunt a lot though at the gym.
So do I. And I didn't really. I didn't realize that.
It's a good thing people wear headphones when they're around me, because I sound like a jackass.
Well, ironically, I didn't know because I wear headphones too. So I didn't realize it until one of my headphones fell out one time. I talk
to myself aloud. I'll be pushing, and then I'll be like, nope. Let's drop it. Once again, it's a good thing that other people are wearing headphones, because they're going to hear me talking to myself.
Yeah. I've definitely done that. I've definitely done the, like, I don't go, nope. I've done the, oh shit.
I've done oh shit. I can't even control it all the way down. I'm able to guide it to the ground when I drop it, but I do the push, and you're making this weird face.
Yeah.
As the mirror's right in front of me, and I just go, nope.
Yeah.
I feel like I gotta commentate when I lift.
I think my noises have changed to, like, on the eccentric, it's like I'm breathing hard. So I'm always just like, and I don't know why I do it, but that's what I do.
I do something silver. It's actually louder than that, depending on what I'm doing. But one thing I've been thinking about is that I feel like we should maybe the future start a segment called something along the lines of, like, what are you YouTubing? Because I've been YouTubing a lot. And
yeah.
All right. I'm not a shill for other channels, but when I get addicted to a channel, I get addicted to a channel. So I started watching a channel called Yeah Mad.
Oh yeah, I love it.
You know Yeah Mad?
Yeah, the dad jokes.
Actually, I found them because of the OG crew to give.
Oh
you know,
yeah,
give a little
I've
bit
been
of
watching them for a
behind the
few
scenes
years.
Stuff. Yeah Mad was made up of. It's a kind of a comedy group. Some of them are comedians. Some of them just have YouTube channels. Some of them are just not comedians at all. They just do funny shit. It's really comedic creativity. And the funniest people on the crew and the cast, they either got fired or they left Yeah Mad.
I was wondering why some people changed
channel
all
called
of
the OG Crew. So I'm just now getting caught up on what they're doing with Yeah Mad, and also getting to know the OG Crew and kind of their new style. But their
is that what the channel's called? The OG Crew?
From about a year ago for the dad jokes are just absolutely hilarious, and I cannot stop watching these segments, which are about 15 minutes to 25 minutes long. Because it's their dad jokes. Some of them are dad jokes, and some of them are just not safe for work. So it's the kind of humor, and you can kind of tell like the way that these guys are in Australia, so you can kind of tell the way Australia progressed throughout the past decades compared to the United States, because it's like racially charged jokes where people aren't overly sensitive. If you look at the cast, they're very diverse. Awesome. So it's not like people crying woke or DEI. It's kind of like where I thought the U.S. was going to go until we didn't go that way.
So the OG Crew,
I think go to Yeah Man, watch the dad jokes, the dad joke segments, which is a series, and make sure they're at least a year old. I'd say go to around a year old, because they did change the cast. They continued the dad joke segments. It's just that I'm not as big on the new cast as it was on the old cast. The old cast now has a new channel called the OG Crew, which is also funny because they do a segment where, or they do a video series where they do a spit take, like a kind of a spit take challenge, where someone puts water in their mouth.
Oh yeah.
They sit another person stands right in front of their face and tells a joke and tries to get them to spit in their face. But the dad jokes.
I did not realize all the OGs were gone.
Man, it's kind of a competition where two people sit across from each other on a table and they tell they tell jokes. Some of them are dad jokes, some are just really raunchy, and they try to make each other laugh. And if you laugh, you have to take a shot.
Take a shot, yeah.
And it's like first to 11 or first to 12. Some of the jokes are really bad, as in that wasn't funny at all. So it is funny because the comments that happened afterwards, and some are just funny jokes.
I'm like scrolling through the videos, like the newest videos. I didn't realize all the OGs are gone. Like Seth's not really an OG.
I like Seth.
I like Seth,
the Sri Lankan guy he's part of the original Yeah Mad Crew. I think that guy's funny. Him and there's another guy. I think his name is Matt. I think some of these guys might actually be comedians. And then
the guy
the newer guys, not as well. The OG Crew, the ones that left that channel and started the OG Crew channel. I thought those guys were the funniest.
Yeah, I didn't realize they all had left. I thought they just added to the cast.
One of the guys from the OG Crew is an actual comedian. He's been in comedy for 2 years, and prior to that, he was in jail because he was a drug dealer who got caught.
Yeah, I like that guy.
He was a drug dealer for 15 years. He looks like a chubby Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah. And then here's the dude that I actually do like the dude that I don't know if he's it was a white dude, but he's a joke that said what's the difference between he says like Abby can't take a joke or something like that.
Okay. No, I just saw this.
I forget what the joke is, but
I did too.
Every time I see it, it's fucking hilarious. It just makes me laugh. Yeah, God. I don't know. I can't remember what his name is.
I think that's Matt.
Oh, I thought Matt was the guy that was in prison.
No, that's Andrew Hamilton. They call him Hemo.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, you're right.
Man, you want to laugh, you want to watch, you want to have a good time, and obviously there's a lot of bad shit happening in the world, and you just got to get away from it. watch one of these segments. They're funny as shit. They get millions of views, so it's not like it's
by the way, if you're gonna watch this,
unknown.
set your fucking politics aside, set your filters aside. Just enjoy the comedy of it. It's just fucking like funny is funny. You know,
It's fun.
it's not politically correct. It's not, you know, it's not about sexual equality. Okay? It's just funny. It's just about being funny. That's all it is.
They make fun of Americans too. So.
They make fun of Americans a lot, and it's really funny. Oh, dude, they make some. I mean, they make like
yes, the whole world
jokes.
At us.
They make 9/11 jokes. I thought they were making like Diddy jokes and
I thought the funniest of them
R. Kelly
is
jokes.
The guy that looks like a fat nerdy Asian kid.
Yeah,
because he has pretty good like I don't care type delivery when he tells his jokes, and then he just makes comments in that same manner that kind of get going.
And it almost the fact that he's just like straight face not laughing almost makes you laugh even more. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, good delivery.
Man, I didn't know they were all gone, but yeah, now I'm looking at.
I just found them this weekend. I just discovered them this weekend, so I'm like, dude, I can't stop watching.
Well, now I'm gonna subscribe. I mean, I still like Yeah Mad. That's fine. They got a really hot blonde girl on there now.
Yeah, she's like 22.
But
I think she's good looking, but I'm like, yeah, you can tell that she's a different generation. And then I've been watching some of the newer stuff with the new cast, and even they're like, yeah, she's a bit young.
Yeah, I do like the original cast better. So but I didn't realize. Yeah, I didn't realize they were gone.
The original cast.
Because usually it's just the shorts on like Instagram or Facebook. I'm watching those shorts because I can get a little bit in.
I can't recall ever coming across them. I just happened to find them because of YouTube's algorithm on like Saturday, and I just clicked on it, and I couldn't stop getting more of it.
Well, I am gonna.
That's actually something I want to do. I wish I could be part of some type of a comedy group like that. Because those guys, a lot of those guys, I say some of them are comedians, some of them are not. Like one of the girls from the OG crew, one of the main ones. Well, they're all main ones. She's a manager at a pub. It's not her full-time job. So I wish I could. I know 10 years ago I could probably get friends that could do that. So now I'm kind of thinking if I could have people around me that we could experiment a little bit.
It'd be fun.
Of course, that takes pretty advanced editing, video filming, video editing. I'm sure there's a lot of behind-the-scenes action because you can tell that there are people that are cameramen or people that are writing. There's probably some boss there.
Yeah, I mean they have multiple cameras because every once in a while you'll see them be like, which camera?
Yeah, so I wish I could do something like that. Put it on YouTube. I'd probably call it like semi-inverted. That's what I do with semi-inverted. Just make it a comedy show. Attempted comedy.
I like the name. I don't know. Maybe already something like that.
I think I already got the email, so I can create the YouTube channel if I wanted to. I got to create another email address because I want to watch the Super Bowl and I don't want to pay. So I'm just gonna get a new subscription to Hulu Live for
there you go,
3 days,
or do a trial of
and that's it. I don't care.
Do a trial of YouTube Premium or YouTube TV.
You don't get a free channel with that, or a free trial. That's why I go to Hulu Live.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
I'm cheap. I still want to pay $80. Sorry, it's not $80. It's $83, and I'm only gonna watch one thing. Because I tried it. I actually used that free trial. I was like, well, what am I watching? Nothing. I watch sports, and after that, I'm like, I guess I continue on with ESPN, but I really don't need to. And I'll put on like local news just for the hell of it. And I'm like, I could just get this on YouTube or on Google for free. Just cut to the chase. Give me the headlines. I just don't watch. I don't watch live TV outside of sports.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. kind of the same way. Well, that was Hey Dad, Watch This. Let us know what you think. I kind of like the idea because I've thought about it before. You know, maybe I think my thought process was kind of around like YouTube clip of the week, right? So we each bring a YouTube clip that we like or a YouTube video that we liked during the week and share it and review it or something like that.
Yeah, I'm just so concerned about running into copyright laws.
Oh yeah, no. It's depending on who it is. Like I think there's a lot of YouTubers that would be like, cool, somebody's talking about my channel on their podcast. So I don't know that we'd run in that too much, but I mean, we definitely wouldn't show like the whole video, but a clip here and a clip there, maybe even share a link to it so that, hopefully we can help them drive some traffic. But yeah, I like that idea. Let us know what you think. Share some ideas with us and maybe we will incorporate them into the show. But that was Hey Dad, Watch This. We're going to move on to kind of one, to be honest, probably my favorite segment of the podcast, and that is the ode to Alex's personal project called I Play Nerd. So, the way we do this, if you've ever watched Alex's channel on YouTube called I Play Nerd, it's about the toys, the toy hunts, the toy reviews, the history of some of those toys. Because I don't quite share that same passion for quite that part of it, but I do like toys. We make this about our own versions of toys that we like. And I usually let Alex go first because his shit is cooler than mine, but mine for this week is something that came in pretty handy over the weekend. As I mentioned, I was camping and it got a lot colder than we expected. So luckily I had some layers and I got to use these new bad boys. These are USB rechargeable hand warmers that are pretty slim and come with their own charging case. So these were very handy, especially when we were eating, because you can't really have gloves on when you're eating. But when you take a bite and you're chewing, you can put your hands in your pocket for a little bit, warm them up, and then pick your plate up, back up, and keep eating. But these are awesome. I would highly suggest them. They're pretty small. They fit not only into your pockets, but they actually fit in my gloves pretty well too. So if you are looking for some good rechargeable hand warmers, these are great. These are on Amazon. I got them for, I can't remember what I paid for them, but they were, at the very least, it's 20% off. But yeah, different colors. Probably don't need them as much in California, but out here in the Midwest, it gets cold, so we need some hand warmers every once in a while. So that is my I Play Nerd. What do you have for us, Alex? You got anything to screen share?
I got more steroids.
Yeah, steroids are good for you.
So one thing I do on my channel a lot, the one that gets the most views, are definitely going to be the toy hunts. And I think I shared this before in previous weeks, but January is a little slow. I'm filming stuff and I'm like, I can't use any of this because there's just nothing that's being found. And I thought about taking a cheap way. I might just take a couple weeks worth of content and consolidate it. But usually I try to get at least 1 to 2 toy hunt videos a week, probably more like one because I'm busy. But what I'm filming is not great.
Well, I mean,
to stay pertinent, I thought about doing a temporary one where I just do hunting for eggs because eggs are fucking hard to find. I actually went to Target over the weekend, and
like eggs you eat, like a carton of eggs
from Target. And went to the egg section. There's actually a girl that was in front of me that was going to that same area. And I saw her go to it. She looked at the price and she walked away. So I did the same thing. I looked and I was like, $9. Fuck
yeah,
that.
Dude.
So I left.
What in the world?
And keep in mind, I have some. My freezer has some longanisa, sweet longanisa, and I need eggs with it.
You gotta have eggs, dude.
So on the way back home from Target, I stopped by Trader Joe's, and they had a big sign saying "sold out of eggs" until tomorrow.
What is going on?
So I had to get up early in the morning the next day just to go to Trader Joe's to get some eggs. And I bought the maximum you can get. I bought 2 dozen. And then I had
Oh my
some
gosh, they have
Sweet Mona
limits?
The what?
They have limits out there?
Yeah, they have limits.
Holy cow.
One Trader Joe's I went to when they were out of stock. Actually, I've been to 2 Trader Joe's. Both were out of stock when I went there the first time. One of them said limit 1, and then the other one said limit 2. So I got 2 when they're actually in stock. So I went there early in the morning. Not early in the morning, pretty early in the morning. It was probably like 9, 10-ish.
Damn, dude, that's crazy.
A hunt, maybe I'll make content for. But other than that, I got another Batman. I'll be releasing.
Sweet.
God, I don't know if I can get that.
That looks like a reach back to the cartoons. Like in the
This
80s
is a
and 90s.
Superpowers line, which is a toy series from the early 80s that I could not get because that was like right before my time, before I started collecting. But if you look, this is from a previous one, but there's another Batman, and you can tell they're just different colors, painted different colors.
Yeah.
So like, why would you get that? And I'm gonna be like, dude, because
light...
Batman's one of those characters where you can put him in different colors, as you know, within certain restrictions, and he just looks cool. And he has some type of childhood connection to it. There's some type of nostalgic feel, emotional response to it, and he's just that character you can do it with.
You have like 80s and 90s cartoon Batman, and then you have Adam West Batman.
Yeah, well, these are both mostly early 80s, I guess.
Oh, I thought the lighter blue was Adam West.
Nah, but he doesn't wear lighter blue. So I have that video. That one's already filmed and edited. That one's ready to go. Another one I'll probably release next is probably for this guy right here. Oh man, I don't know if
is that Bumblebee?
That is Bumblebee from the cartoon series Transformers.
That's like the original Bumblebee, not the Camaro Bumblebee.
This is a Volkswagen,
the VW Beetle.
Bug. Although I think they had some rights issues with it because he doesn't look exactly like a VW Bug. He looks close to it, so I can accept that. I can be like, you know what, they would have had to pay VW more money to get the actual shape right, but he's close, so I find it to be acceptable. So that video is filmed. It's just not edited. I'll probably do that one next, though.
All right, cool.
Do I have anything else?
Looking forward to that.
That might be it. I have more stuff. I just have to have more work to do for it, though.
Working on it. And that means you should definitely, after this episode, go over to iPlay Nerd, subscribe, and check out some of those videos so you know when his new episodes are coming out.
Yep, up to 242 subscribers.
Nice, dude. That's cool.
9,000.
Got like 2.
700 something away from being monetized.
Hey, whatever. A lot closer than I am, so. Well, that's cool. That is iPlay Nerd. Don't forget to check out the YouTube channel iPlay Nerd and get your toy fix on in there. Moving on to the news. The breaking news. It's really not breaking news. It's breaking to us, but it's just news. And we are leading off with a story that I saw that was quite interesting to me. Let me see if I have it. One, if you've heard, there's been talks of a possible merger between Nissan and Honda, which would get both of those brands back to the number 3 car maker in the world behind Volkswagen and I believe General Motors. Not 100% sure about it. Oh no, Toyota, behind Toyota. But it sounds like something's happening and excuse me. Sounds like something's happening and that deal is at risk of not happening. I haven't read through this yet, but what I am excited about is that Nissan is potentially, and I don't know if this is rumors from interior Nissan or just car fans, but Nissan might be coming out with another Xterra. That would be awesome. And quite frankly, it's something they should do. These are AI generated renderings, so this is not anything that's been released by Nissan. But
boo AI.
Right, I'm with you. However, as Alex knows, I am a huge fan of the Xterra. I've actually had two. I'm on my second one, and as you saw, I get my current Xterra out on the trail and muddy, and would love to see a new one come out. I don't know if I would get it yet because I have a feeling they won't make it the way I like it, which is in a stick shift, but I think they are considering a run at something that will rival the 4Runner, which they absolutely need if they're going to compete with Toyota at all. They still have the Nissan Frontier, which is the mid-size pickup truck that competes with the Toyota Tacoma and does reasonably well. I mean, it's still not purchased quite as much as the Tacomas, but it holds its own. And I think if Xterra came out with a well-equipped body-on-frame Nissan Xterra, I think they could cut into and steal market share from the 4Runner. So hopefully that happens. I would love to see it. I don't know if I would get it yet, but I think it would be cool to see another Xterra on the road. So yeah. And Alex, maybe you can get an Xterra. I don't know.
Nah.
Maybe not out there. I don't know how the gas mileage would be, but if it's body on frame, it's probably not the best gas mileage. Next story is poo-pooing on State Farm. Well, I'm poo-pooing on State Farm for requesting a 22% emergency rate hike after the LA fires. Dude, you provide insurance. That is exactly what you're there for. If you need to hike it up at 22%, like, now you're just ripping people off. Like, that's poo-poo on you, State Farm. That's bullshit. Those people just lost their homes and you want to hike their rates up because they actually are needing to use the insurance that you provide?
Is that the company that bundles stuff together with Patrick and Mahomes and Maotto? Travis Maotto?
Yeah. The discount double check.
No, fuck Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Poo-poo on you, State Farm. That's bullshit. You're mad because all of us that pay for insurance that don't use it, all of a sudden there's a few people that actually need to use it and you want to hike rates up? That's garbage. That's garbage. You make plenty of profit to cover that for a couple months while those people get back on their feet. Poo-poo on you, State Farm. That's my opinion. That is my opinion.
Hey, Luigi, you got another one in you?
Oh. Ooh.
I was always wondering why people are cheering for this guy who's a murderer. Until I went on Twitter and people share their stories about what happened to name relative when they had terminal cancer and all of a sudden their health insurance got pulled away, or one relative spent their last few weeks alive trying to get better care. So kind of not condoning, what Mr. Luigi did.
Not condoning, but
I'm also not,
whether you
going,
like it,
how dare you support a murderer?
With it.
I'm like, who's murdering?
We all empathize with his reasoning, quite frankly, because you insurance providers, whether it's home insurance, health insurance, auto insurance, you guys, quite frankly, are criminals. That's my thought on it. I think you're criminals. I think the whole point of the business is to profit off of people that aren't needing to use their insurance. But you're supposed to be there for them when they need it, and you're going to make them pay more. That's not being there for them. That's kicking them when they're down.
By the way, my allusion to Luigi, that's a joke.
Yes.
That's a joke,
Yeah.
internet.
We, again, full disclosure, we are not any sort of official or credible sources of information. We are simply sharing our opinions on certain topics. I'm pulling for all those people that lost their homes and cars and personal belongings in that fire. And quite frankly, I hope State Farm's request to hike up the rates gets denied. Sorry, not sorry, whatever you want to call it. That's my thought on the issue.
You're not hurting LA State fires.
Farm. You're not hurting State Farm.
The government is kind of flaunting that they turned on a bunch of water in Northern California.
Well,
the thing is,
turning the water when
the fires are in Southern California, and that water they turned on does not flow towards the Los Angeles area. So,
and by the way, a little bit, even if it did, you're a little bit behind.
Thanks for wasting our tax dollars again, guys. Since you turned on the water, I heard they also flooded some farmland.
Oh, Jesus.
So you could call that the Gulf of America.
That's pretty funny.
Good job, guys. Good job.
Yeah.
That money could have been used to subsidize farmers, help bring down grocery prices.
Yeah, no joke. Well, we'll see what happens. But
this is why New Zealanders and Australians make fun of us. Well, one of the reasons.
We, as a country, deserve it. I mean, hey, and by the way, funny's still funny. Let's just, if you can't laugh at yourself, and if you can't laugh at jokes, you're taking life way too seriously. Again, just an opinion. Just an opinion. Anything we are talking about, we are not stating facts. We are just stating opinions. Speaking of opinions, I don't know if that's even a good segue, but the Super Bowl is in New Orleans, Super Bowl week, so obviously all the festivities are going on down there. And as I think anybody could guess, Travis Kelce was asked if he'd proposed to Travis Taylor at the Super Bowl. And supposedly the surprise is that he actually answered. Now, did he answer in the affirmative or the negative? Of course not. Of course not. Somebody was looking for a line, so he threw out a line and sunk a hook in and just gave the teaser, and I think he did it pretty well. When he was asked about proposing to Taylor Swift on the field, his response was, "Wouldn't you like to know?" I think it's a pretty perfect response for that kind of question of somebody in that position. So, way to go, Travis Kelce. Way to handle that bullshit. And also, it's none of our business until it is.
We didn't cover this last week, but he made news because he left Twitter, saying that it's, I think he quoted like a cesspool of like negativity or something of that
Twitter
sort.
Is awful. Yeah.
I 100% agree because I am still on Twitter /X, and I'm like, this place is a fucking cesspool.
Yeah,
it's like, do you want to see white people say the N-word?
Well,
go to Twitter.
Regardless of who it is, white, black, Asian, Hispanic.
You want to see white people say derogatory, racist Asian
comments.
things?
It's always angry. People are angry on Twitter. It's like depressing. And then if I spend enough time on there, I end up angry myself. Like I can't read too much on Twitter.
It's bad.
I mostly just read it, get on there because there's like breaking news about sports transactions. trades, hirings, firings, that sort of thing. That usually gets broke. That usually shows up on Twitter first, so that's usually what I'm looking at. But after that, I try to just get off it because it's
a cesspool. It's exactly what
too
Travis
depressing.
Kelce. I'm
It's
calling
too
Jason Kelce.
political.
It's exactly what Travis Kelce said.
Yeah. It's not good for your mental health. So, but anyway, yeah, Travis Kelce answered the question of would he propose to Taylor Swift, and I think he answered it pretty perfectly. And
I hope he doesn't. I hope they just
you like to know.
keep
I
that
don't think
private.
He's going to, because then that kind of takes away from the celebration with the team, right? Because then all of a sudden it's all about him, and I don't see him as that kind of person.
Private.
He likes to be, he likes to be the one to push the energy, but it's the energy for the team, not for just himself and someone who's not a player on the team. She's a big fan, obviously, for good reason, but I don't see him doing that. I think that also, again, just my opinion, kind of tacky, but that's just me. That's just me.
What I do want to see is a shirtless Jason Kelce.
Oh, I am very curious to see what he does.
No Diddy, by the way.
Well, he's too old. Too old. But anyway, Super Bowl week is upon us. I know who Alex is rooting for. I know who I'm rooting for. Question is, who are you guys rooting for? Put in the comments. Let us know.
The commercials.
Yeah.
The Puppy Bowl.
Man, what commercials are you looking forward to also? So, 1, who are you rooting for? 2, who do you think is going to win? 3, what commercials are you hoping to see?
Well, commercials now, there's kind of a cop-out because people go on YouTube so much where they could just, for the Super Bowl, they could say, here's a short version of our commercial. Go online and see the whole version.
Oh, yeah.
Which is smart because it's expensive.
I don't really like
the longer your commercial, the more you're going to pay.
Yeah.
And people can easily just go to YouTube and be like, oh, just do that right now.
Yeah, I do remember the last, probably not even just the last couple of years, like the last probably 5 or 6 years, most of the commercials I had already seen.
Yep, I think the interest is dying. It's almost like just wait until after the Super Bowl, a few minutes after the Super Bowl, and someone on YouTube is going to be like, all the good commercials in one spot. Boom. Here's a compilation.
Yep. You don't even have to watch the game anymore. You can just, if you're just in it for the commercials, look them up on YouTube. I bet you'll find most of them before the Super Bowl anyway. And then, as Alex said, at some point, probably by halftime, because most of the commercial, the big name commercials, the ones that everybody's been waiting for, those all happen in the first half. I mean, quite frankly, the first quarter. So probably by the halftime, you can find a compilation on YouTube and just watch the commercials. Don't even have to watch the game. And you'd be done, and you can still watch the halftime show and then turn it all off.
There's going to be new footage during the Super Bowl. There's going to be new footage released of the upcoming Superman movie. But if they're not going to air it during the Super Bowl, they're going to air it during the Puppy Bowl.
Interesting.
Because it's expensive. Plus,
Ashley
Warner Brothers.
Puppy Bowl, but
I think Warner Brothers owns Animal Planet. I think Animal Planet does the Puppy Bowl. So I think it's cheaper or free. Or no, it's probably not free. But I bet it's cheaper.
It's definitely cheaper. Yeah, it's definitely not free, but
no, even cheaper than other commercials since it's the same company, same parent company.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Once again, though, just go online. YouTube.
YouTube is shit.
It'll be up maybe 5 seconds after it airs.
Yeah, literally.
It's a new day and age.
So, with the Super Bowl coming up, what are your predictions? I know who you're rooting for, but who are you predicting will win?
The Chiefs / refs will win by I'm gonna say 2 possessions, 10 points.
I think. Look, I live in Kansas City. I love the city. I am a Chiefs fan, not quite to the extent of a Bears fan, but
I'm a
I
Bears
root for
fan.
the Chiefs because
No one else.
they literally have played the Bears twice in the 10 years I've lived here. So,
They still play them though.
well, that's when I
One
don't root
team.
for
I'm a
them.
one-team guy.
I will say, I was pretty thankful for Taylor Swift showing up when she did because nobody even remembers that, except for Bears fans, how bad the Bears got beat that game. so I didn't have to hear too much about it. But yeah, I'm rooting for the Chiefs. However, I think people around here, and I get it. We're in Kansas City. I think people are assuming the win too easily. Like I think the Eagles are a far scarier team than when the Chiefs played them. Was that 2 or 3 years ago? They already
Saquon Barkley.
far scarier team. Saquon Barkley
That's one.
is insane.
I'm not too familiar with who else with other roster changes they made.
The only downgrade they've had is at center because Jason Kelsey was just that good. But in that time span, Jalen Hurts has gotten better. He's developed more as a quarterback. He's, obviously a few years older, which means he's got more experience and therefore more maturity, better decision making. That kind of comes with that experience. And Saquon Barkley is just insane. I think he's going to... Okay, what's your prediction on how many touchdowns Saquon Barkley scores? First, do you think he'll be the first one to score a touchdown in the game? Second, how many touchdowns do you think he'll score?
I think he'll max out at 2. I think he'll get more than 2.
I think he has 2 in the first half, and then if the Eagles if they are able to get the passing game going, like with A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith, I think Saquon finds the end zone for a third time. So 2 in the first half, 1 in the second half, but that's highly reliant on them having a strong passing game in the Super Bowl. That's my prediction. That's my prediction. I don't know who I can't predict a winner. I don't have a prediction on that just because I don't know. I don't know. I think the Eagles are, for as good as they are still being underestimated. Now I don't know I'm not saying the Chiefs are underestimating them, but I think a lot of people here, and especially here in Kansas City, are getting a little too presumptive of the 3-peat. It's a hard thing to do, but the Eagles look really scary, and I think it's going to make that even harder. I think it's going to be a good game. I think it could be a good game. Also, I wouldn't be surprised if Philly is hitting on all cylinders, they could fuck the Chiefs up pretty good.
Ryan Day picked the Eagles, but I think he used to be a coach there.
He's a coach for the Eagles, though. But
yeah, when Chip Kelly was there.
I don't think it would be shocking if the Eagles just routed the Chiefs, because they are scary good. I think for as good as they are and for how they've performed all season, I think there's, again, just my opinion, I feel like they are being
slept
highly underestimated. I think if the Chiefs team is taking the same attitude as what I feel like a lot of people are taking around here, I think it could be a rout, and the Eagles could potentially come out on top.
I kind of like seeing success for Jalen Hurts, just because I I've been watching him since he was in college, when he was a starter at Alabama. And at that time, my roommate was actually from Alabama, and he kept telling me like he didn't like Jalen Hurts. They have a better quarterback named Tua. That's the year that Alabama went to the national championship. They started Jalen Hurts at quarterback, and then at halftime, Nick Saban benched Hurts and put in Tua, who won the game for them. But then Jalen Hurts transferred the next year, went to Oklahoma. He did all right. He did, I don't think he was like Heisman candidate type material. Then he got drafted, but he didn't get drafted until the second round by the Eagles. So, a second round drafted quarterback having success after he had to battle through losing his starting job in Alabama. It's kind of a cool story to have.
Yeah, I've actually grown into a Jalen Hurts fan. I think he is. I think he's just done it right.
He's tough. He's gone through shit.
I don't like
overcome
Alabama,
shit.
That's
kind of like what you like. It's like, yeah, okay. He was good, but then he wasn't good enough, so it's kind of a failure. But then he went and he improved himself somewhere else, and then he made it to the big leagues, and now he's in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think he's grown into that position very well. I think he's made huge strides in the time that he's been in the league, and yeah, I wouldn't be disappointed to see Jalen Hurts get a ring. And I've never really liked Jalen Hurts. I don't like Alabama. I
hate Alabama.
So
don't give a fuck about Oklahoma either.
Like Jalen Hurts, but I like what he's done. I like Saquon Barkley. I like that.
Saquon Barkley is a guy, when he was at Penn State and they were playing Ohio State, I just said, this guy's a problem for us. This guy's really good.
He was so impressive. I was, when he was at Penn State, I was secretly a fan because I couldn't be a fan because I don't like Penn State, but I just like the way he runs.
You knew that guy was going to be good. You're like, shit.
And he finally got, he went to a team that's a contender, and he found a way to stay healthy this year. So good for him. He didn't have a good formula in New York and with the Giants. They just didn't build enough around him. They had fucking Daniel Jones.
The Giants are idiots. They're
he's like the highest paid fucking practice squad quarterback.
Trying to decide if they're dumber than the Bears. Historically, they're close. They might be dumber. I'd say you let Saquon Barkley walk and you pay that much money to Daniel Jones, you're probably dumber.
That is it. That's why.
And then you put Daniel Jones at QB3, so he asks to leave. So he goes to a team where he's QB3.
I mean, now we did sign Jay Cutler to a 7-year deal, and then we passed on Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes.
I can forgive passing on Deshaun Watson at this point, just because there's so much shit going on about him. It's like he was probably a ticking time bomb no matter where he went.
Deshaun Watson, yeah. But I mean, at the time, right? In that moment, I was like, we traded up to draft who? Because I was like,
yep.
Even in that moment,
we went from 3 to 2. Yeah. This guy would have been available in the second round.
Yeah, I wanted Deshaun Watson, admittedly, but if we were going to take a chance, I wanted to take a chance on the big arm, and that was Patrick Mahomes.
I was too familiar with Mahomes back then because he played for Texas Tech, and they don't make waves. They're not a team that makes waves.
I kind of think back to when it was happening, my thought process was like, and Mitch Trubisky was playing in North Carolina that he started 1 year. I think back to like Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco didn't get much credit because of where he played, but he had a huge arm.
Same with Josh Allen. Josh Allen played for Wyoming.
Yeah.
And I remember when there was all that hype around Josh Allen. I was like, who's this kid played before? And then, well, he's good now. I think he leads. I don't know if this is true, but I keep hearing that he'll lead the league in interceptions or just overall turnovers.
Yeah, well,
for a quarterback,
shit like that happens.
I mean, there's kind of a balance there where he's really good, but he also makes really bad mistakes, or he just has a lot of turnovers.
Yeah. High risk, high reward. But yeah, I mean, now I will say this. If the Bears drafted Patrick Mahomes, I don't know that Patrick Mahomes is the Patrick Mahomes we know if the Bears draft him.
He'd probably be out of the league by now.
Yeah,
The Bears
'cause,
suck
they
at developing
the
quarterbacks.
Bears, yeah, and ironically, that was Matt Nagy who eventually went back to the Chiefs to be the quarterback coach, which is
Is he the quarterback coach or is he
exactly
the OC?
no, he's a quarterback coach.
Oh,
You know what?
for some reason I thought he was the offensive coordinator.
Let me fact check myself. Oh. Chiefs. Oops. Let's see. Oh, you're right. He is the OC. I thought he was the quarterback coach.
And he did take the Bears to the playoffs, I think twice, with a
yes, he did with
much
Mitch Trubisky,
inferior quarterback.
And maybe you know what? I wonder if he was even.
I think we were a little too hard on that guy.
I wonder if he was when he even made the choice to draft Trubisky, or if that was a GM call. You know,
if what?
I wonder if the choice to draft Mitch Trubisky was his call, or if that came down from like the.
He
GM.
wasn't the coach when they drafted him. It was,
I thought he was
John Fox.
Oh,
because remember the Bears have this history of they have a head coach, they draft a quarterback, and then right after that first season, the Bears fired their coach.
Okay, you're right. I'm being too hard on Matt Nagy then. I'm sorry.
You got to think more Bears like.
Right.
It's like, how can this be more fucked up? Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we are at an hour 11, so I think we are going to move into our closing thoughts. However, before we do that, just a quick reminder to leave us a comment, especially if you've never been here before. Like the episode, and we'd love it if you would subscribe and hit that notification bell so we can improve our subscriber count and let you know when the new episodes are being released. And if you would like to share some ideas with us outside of the comments, you can always send them to us at gagepodcast@gmail.com. All right, getting into our closing thoughts. Alex, lead us off.
Sometimes when I take CBD gummies, I have cool dreams. There's probably a story I should have told earlier. So I've been experimenting with this CBD gummy that I got from around here, and it's been giving me pretty cool dreams. And my most recent one, I only do it on weekends though because I'm afraid I don't know if I'm gonna wake up if I might oversleep if I do it on weekdays.
I hear you.
I had a dream where my first car was you remember my first car, that 1986 Chevy Cavalier station wagon?
Yeah.
I had a dream that Bart Simpson was driving it and I was in the passenger side. And we were driving, he pissed off a gang of Asians and they started chasing us. That's a dream. Eventually, we took the wheel and we were just like crashing through things, trying to get away from crazy gang of Asians.
That sounds like some good shit. Is there a particular brand that you would like to shout out?
I used to.
By the way, we are not sponsored by.
No, but the first time it started happening was when I was getting CBD gummies from a place called Covington's, which was where our sister used to live in oh man, what's that place called? Not Wrigleyville. It's a mile away from Wrigley Field.
Lakeview?
No. The place where she just lived. The most recent place in Chicago.
Uptown.
What?
Uptown. Or no, I can't remember.
Oh god, it's a cool area. Cool area when you're like a little bit older. That's when I first started buying them. When I was in Chicago, and then I also started buying them online, so they shipped it to me. But okay. My most recent batch I got is actually from a place more local, because this shit's expensive now. I think the price went up, like everywhere.
I know you're just using CBD. Is marijuana legal in California?
Of course it is.
I don't know.
It's
There's
after
something-
Colorado. After Colorado legalized it, it was California right after that.
Oh, I thought Vegas was Colorado and
think
Vegas
it's-
were first.
I think it was before Vegas. But the ones I got from the place in Chicago, sometimes they've had a little bit of THC.
Mm.
They have some brands that have THC. It's not a lot. It's nothing that's gonna like. I think it's gonna make you, it's not illegal. The batch that I have now from a local area doesn't have any THC in it.
Okay.
But I've gotten gummies from that same place where it had THC in it, and I had it, and I did not like that experience. I was like, I'm done with this. I just wasted $30 because I don't like the way I feel when I take that.
Yeah, I've never done the CBD thing. I don't think.
Oh, if it's just CBD, CBD is just, it's not like, it's not marijuana. It's just
Yeah. No, I know.
gets associated with it.
No, I never did it on a regular basis, but I have used actual marijuana before. I liked it because it helped me go to sleep. But
The
ironically,
batch I
like
have right now,
smoking
it's
it.
specifically made for helping you go to sleep. It's
Yeah.
got
Oh, okay.
melatonin in it. I think that's what it's called, melatonin.
Yeah. I try that. But ironically, I actually liked smoking it better than the gummies. So
I don't like inhaling stuff.
I don't either, but I don't know. That's what I liked. So, but again, I use it more just to go to sleep. I didn't like it. I don't like it socially. I just feel like I get weird and I'm like in a conversation, but not. So that's just me personally. I don't prefer to use it in social settings if I'm going to use it at all, which I haven't in 5 years. Yeah, 5 years. So anyway, that is our time, folks. Super Bowl week. If you're gambling, gamble responsibly. Have fun with it. Don't go beating anybody up over it. That's my closing thought. We are the GAJ Podcast, and we are signing out. Cue up that music. Alex, get your shit ready to throw. We will end this show. Have a great week, everybody. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.